Hi, I'm Josiah.
And I'm Bethany.
And this is One True Pair,
the not so common sense guide to godly relationships.
And we're actually still in the hammock, and have been for the past week. No, I'm just kidding. Today we're answering a question from Kirsty. Kirsty, thank you for asking this question.
Yes, so
the question being...
Kirsty asked us how to compromise well and make decisions equally together in marriage. So how do you do that? How do you compromise well, and how do you make decisions equally together in marriage? So my first thought is it really comes down to a humility thing. So before we got married, we both have hearts for ministry, and we work with a lot of young people, and God just put it on my heart, humility is going to be what lasts. Having a humble heart and being willing to learn from God is going to be what lasts. But I feel like that so applies to marriage too. It's not just ministry and learning from the people that you're serving, but it also comes in marriage and knowing hey, I'm probably not always right. And that's good. It's if you were always
right.
Well,
why is it I feel like it's the marriage advice or all these old couples where you're what's the one advice? Why have you been together for 40 years? And then the guy's always oh, she's always right. And
then the woman's it's the Lord. And so she's then she is right, but still, that's
True.
beside the point. But anyway, yeah, I feel genuinely it comes down to accepting the fact that neither of you are going to be right all the time, and being willing to see that from someone else's perspective. So putting yourself in, okay, this is a silly example, but say it's just something of hey, what are we going to have for dinner? Not being well, what I want is this because it sounds best to me, but being willing to be okay, you say you want this. Oh yeah, you haven't been feeling great today. Maybe we should go with this and something that'll settle better for you since you haven't been feeling great. Or whatever it is, being willing to see it from the other person's perspective is huge.
Definitely.
There's a huge push for that in our culture right now where it's see everything from everybody's perspective, and that gets a little extreme and can be really overwhelming. But something that you can do is see something from one other person's perspective, the other person that you're choosing to spend your life with, that you're choosing to get to know better.
And the person that you're choosing to be a team with. I think it really comes to teamwork too, where you see it as not just, the saying there's no I in team, but it's not it's you get to be on the same page with this other person. You get to work together with this other person for a common goal. And I think it's important when you see that it's not just all about you, but that's also about the other person. I'm a big advocate for trying to outlove the other person. I don't mean that in a weird way. Again,
I'm winning.
Yeah. but I feel if you always put the other person first, you're not going to come too short. I feel the other person's is if their heart is the same towards you, they're also going to put you first.
Yeah.
And so I feel in doing that, you're laying down your lives for each other, and that's a very biblical way of serving each other and compromising, at the end of the day. So ultimately, I think compromising is about keeping things in perspective, about seeing what's really important, that the team is more important than any one little decision or being right all the time. Sorry, were you? No,
I'm agreeing with you. I think sometimes too, you have to realize that there you can mesh your ideas, so it doesn't have to be that one way is the only way that you could complete this task. We can only clean this way because that's the way we're going to do it. Sometimes you can combine your ways and it works out even better because you're able to get more done because you're using both of you to the best of your abilities. So you can also find how you can mesh both of your ideas to be one better idea. So it's not just sometimes choosing one person or choosing this other idea, and it should never be to the point where in a relationship you're only ever choosing one person's idea. You should totally both be communicating and coming to conclusions that either mesh both of your ideas, take both of your ideas into account. It should never be one-sided in any way. It should definitely be a team mentality.
I love it. All right, thank you, Kirsty, for asking your question. Everybody else, drop your questions in the comments too. And Kirsty, if you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below as well. Any questions about relationships, singleness, dating, marriage, we'll share our thoughts as we're on this journey with you guys. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Woo.